Hi everybody, thanks for dancing with me today. I'm Laura and we are going to continue to talk about tuck turns. Everything is a tuck turn or a side pass. We'll talk about the wide world of changing rhythms, and we're going to use tuck turns in open to illustrate that, though of course you could use tuck turns in closed or any position you want. In this video I'm following and Nathan Bugh will be leading. But first, Patreon. Thank you people of Patreon for helping to make this video free for everyone in the world, including people like you. It's a volunteer subscription, and if you want to help them out, the link is in the description. I'm gonna build this idea up with what for me is the follower's perspective. I'm not trying to figure out which of a zillion tuck turns Nathan is leading. I'm going for the simplest, straightest option. For more detail on how I think about the follower's mindset, I have a video in the description. This first tuck turn isn't even a tuck turn to Nathan. He called it a tuck and walk, which is not a real name, just a thing we use to talk about it and laugh about it. Check it out from a few angles. It's really straight, really slow, 6-count footwork. Followers, you can see I'm keeping to my line.
And I'm not speeding up or slowing down, I'm taking my time.
Nothing fancy is happening, and that's the default.
You can see even on that second triple step, I don't slow down when I get to Nathan, I float past him.
I'm never thinking of making it to my lead. I'm thinking of always going beyond my lead, past my lead to the horizon.
These are going to be our main themes throughout the entire video. Line, consistent velocity, move beyond the lead, and take your time.
Let's see what Nathan's doing.
I'm not doing much. It's basically like leading nothing or leading in a straight line, except that I'm giving the first triple step a little bit of flavor of left and the second triple step a little flavor of right.
Now let's change the rhythm,
But keep the shape.
is still there, but it's so fast, ain't no time to triple step. We just walk out of it.
Other than that, everything is really similar. I've got my line, my consistent velocity, I'm moving beyond my lead, I'm taking my time, play the hits.
When I lead this, I think about how Laura's right foot is going to become a pivot point, and then I continue to follow through all the way into the rock step.
Now let's change the rhythm and make it an 8-count turn.
We've brought back the triple step. My basics are still here. Line, consistency, moving beyond, taking my time. The main difference is that we've added a turn. So when I think consistency, I'm thinking about my progression down the line and the rate of my rotation.
In my opinion, the easiest trap followers can get into is getting jumpy about turns. It's a slow turn. They're all slow turns. Followers, turning is going to be so much easier if you know how to turn by yourself. So let's walk through it together.
On a basic level, I'm stepping down the line and looking at half the room at a time. You can think of pointing the seam of your shirt down the line. Here I'm going counterclockwise, but in the move I'm going clockwise. It's helpful to practice both directions.
It is bad to be a plant in my house. For more thoughts on turns, there's a video linked in the description.
Leaders sometimes have trouble catching followers who are turning. The trick is to focus on position instead of focusing on catching. So leaders should just stand or travel at the proper distance where you're not too close to each other, but you're close enough that if the leader reaches out their arm, it seems to be a closed position.
Now let's keep the turn, but change the rhythm back into 6 counts. I love it. Followers ignore me. It's not snappy. It's very slow. Let's do some solo turns together.
Now a turn and a half. Implement the same skills you learned in the last section. Even though it's faster, it's still all the same stuff. Move down the line, one step at a time, look at half of the room at a time. Pillars are still there. Line, consistency, moving beyond, taking my time. Even after that snappy turn is over, I don't put on the brakes. I'm not done with my journey. I move past Nathan.
When leading these open position tuck turns that also travel, it can be really helpful to think of your partner's right side and left side separately. So the leader needs to be able to picture one side of the follower pivoting and the other side of the follower continuing.
So let's do one more variation, check it out, and see if you can tell what the rhythm is. Step, 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 step. You're right, so fancy! The tuck is still there, but it's so fast, ain't no time to triple step. We just walk out of it. But keep calm. Just because the tuck is fast doesn't mean the turn's gonna be fast. It's still that nice, slow 8-count turn.
Now, in my opinion, a great gift followers can give leaders is the gift of reality. We try not to help, we try to be honest, and through our honesty, leaders learn reality. And followers learn reality, in my opinion, through variety. If the only move that exists in your world is a tuck turn, you'll never be able to feel a send out. I always assume it's a straight line unless I run into a turn. When I run into a turn, I always try to assume that it's a slow turn unless my leader persuades me to add some heat. For me, even when I didn't have somebody to practice with, even on the social dance floor, I always tried to keep that hierarchy in mind, and it helped a lot. Now that we've worked on some basics, let's get crazy. Here's some variations that are pretty consistent for me, but Nathan changes hands or put himself in a different position to make the whole move look fresh.
And of course, you can use rhythm changes as a platform to do all kinds of crazy things. Slow the video down, see what you can take.
It's easy to get overwhelmed, but for me, as a follow, all of this is a line into a redirection, which is either fast or slow, and in my mind, is slow. Hold your body strong and take the time to find out what it is. And then after your evaluation, don't worry about if you made the right choice. If you get to the end of the move and you need to be on the other foot, you switch, easy. Commit Watch what happens, edit your mental model if necessary.
I hope you had fun and learned a lot. If you did, like, subscribe, comment, algorithm. If you like the music, it's the Brooks Prumo Orchestra, and you can find a link to it in the description. And half of the money that I make on this YouTube channel goes towards organizations that support African diasporic artists and art to honor the founders of this dance. And the best way to learn how to dance is to dance.